Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Flamme Rouge BMX was a big surprise for me. I ended up wanting this game because I like to play a lot of kids games and had that BMX to it. And I ended up finding it at a yard sale that I was able to get it rather cheap. Got it to the table, and boy did I like this game. We kept playing it over and over and over again, even though it was just a children's game. I felt like this is a legitimate game. I like drawing stuff from the bags and being able to move around. Do I want to move quickly here, move there? There's different terrain types that can work. But you can play without terrain if you want to play with the younger one. I just really liked this game. And there's some strategy. Okay, the ramp's over there. I need to save the 4 for that. So maybe if I hold back, I'm not using the 4 now, I can use it later. Hopefully I'll draw it then. And there's just kind of those aspects going on. You can just play it really straightforward like a lot of kids will do. This is probably one of my favorite racing games for children. It's quick, it's easy, has good components. It's very easy to teach. The kids were able to pick it up very quickly, and we had a great time. Isn't that the most important thing when you're playing a game? I have never played Flamme Rouge, so this was my first introduction through the kids game, but it made me want to go play the adult version of the game. Maybe I'll seek that out at some point. But this one has been a huge hit. If you're into a racing game for children, I would say start here. Check this one out. It's very, very good, and we had a great time with it. Keeper for us. Here's Flamme Rouge BMX. You can see a very attractive box here. You got people racing and stuff, and that's what the game is going to be like. You're going to have a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. Every color is going to get a nice, big, giant bag here with these little tokens inside, which are really good. They actually have the colors on them. And you're going to have one of these in each color. You can already see you're going to have a big, giant die and some exhaustion tokens, etc. that will come out. This die is humongous, really good for small little kids. You're going to have your board that will be made up in here. Nice little custom insert in there. And you're going to have this, which will be in the middle of it. And then you'll hook your board up. It doesn't really matter where anything goes. You're going to put it just like this. Each one is double-sided with different rules on it. And that's very easy to set up. And you're kind of ready to go. You're also going to have, each of these is going to have a different biker on it. And the bikers will look like this. I think these could have been a little bit cooler. These are really nice. They're really chunky, really good for kids. I just thought they could have been, I don't know, like a painted miniature or something that would have been kind of cool. And then we'll go here and move around the board. So, excellent job on the components. Here's the rules. You're going to have a single sheet of rules. This will be kind of set up and some variants over here. The variants really are just flip this over. But it tells you what each of them do and how to set it up. This will be how to play the game. Very, very easy. Not a whole lot of rules to the game. Tells you how to catch up. This is probably the most complicated part of it. And the types of track, what all the little powers do on the different tracks. You might need 5-10 minutes max to be able to play through this. Your kids can probably play on their own after one turn. The catch up, the drafting slipstream can be a little confusing. But other than that, the game's pretty easy for your kids to play on their own. Okay, the bags are going to be made up. You're going to have 2 4s, 2 5s, 2 1s, 2 2s, and 2 3s. Everybody will put these in their bag, and everybody's going to have the same amount of chits in their bag. Now, this is going to be the basic setup. The way you're going to win the game is by going all the way around one lap and being the first one to do so. If more than one person go around the lap, then it's whoever who went the furthest over the goal. The inside is always going to be in first place, and then the outside will be, so we'll go red, blue, yellow, green. What's going to happen is everybody's going to draw 3 from their bag, and you're going to play one of these tiles. So I can play a 4-4 or a 2. Let's just say I pick the 2. The rest will go in here, and everybody will reveal at the same time. So the red's going to move 2, 1, 2. Blue will move 2, 1, 2. Green or yellow will go next. 1, 2, 3. Can't be on the same spot. And the same thing with them. So maybe that wouldn't be any good. Now, these are out of the game forever. So let's just say we had something like this, where blue was here, maybe yellow was here, and green got all the way up here. At the end of the round, what you're going to do is you're going to roll the die. Now, the die is going to have a nothing. It's going to have a 1 or a 2 on it. If it has nothing, nothing will happen. If it has a 1, anybody behind will move up 1 space. You always start with the back. Then you go to the next group, which will be blue, and there's 1 space, so both of these will move up. There's no more spaces in front. Then whoever, and it could have just easily been 2, so let's say you would end up with a situation where yellow was 2 points behind, or 2 spots behind, you roll on 2, then he would have went up 1, 2, everything else would have been the same. Now, then what's going to happen, I'm just give you an example here of how it may have ended. So let's say it ended like this. Then everybody who doesn't have somebody in the 2 spots ahead of them will get an exhaustion token or add a 1 to your bag, which will obviously slow you down. So, but let me give you another scenario. Let's say it ended something like this. So this time, red will get 1. Whoever's in the first will always get 1. That's a catch-up mechanism. There's somebody in front of green, so he doesn't get 1. Blue will get 1. And yellow will add 1 to their bag. That's kind of how the exhaustion tokens are going to work. Now, each side of these is going to have something a little bit different that can work if you want to add these in. So the 3, this is going to act just like the other ones, except for if there's a space in front of you, instead of adding 1 of these exhaustion tokens, you're going to add 2 to the mix. This one's going to just give you some tight curves. Only 1 person can be in these spaces at a time. That will shift things up a little bit. This one will also be all the 1 spaces. It's a little bit harder. There's going to be no side-by-sides. And then the last one, you're going to be going downhill. It's going to have you to draw 4, but you get to play 2, which can be pretty helpful if you get a lot of these exhaustion tokens in the front. The only other thing that can be added to the game is the ramp, which will activate on a 3 or a 4. So if it's here and you're coming through and you're using, let's say it's on a 3 sign, and yellow's coming through, and they go 1, 2, 3 with a 3, they get to move 2 extra spaces. That's what the ramp is going to do. First one to make a complete lap is the winner of the game. Who should buy this game? If you have a kid that likes bicycles or bicycle racing or just like racing in general, this is a great place to start with the game. It's simple, it's quick, it never overstays its welcome, and I think the entire family will have fun with it. There's enough luck into it that I think anybody can win, but there's strategy in this game also, and that's going to be very appealing to a lot of parents who don't want to play another boring game with their kids. They want to play something they enjoy also. I think this could be it for you. Check this one out and do not sleep on it.